Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm just doing a part 2 of this Jack-in-the-Box black Jester hat, and just wanted to show you this second version that I've made. So far I've made a white Jack-in-the-Box Hope Edition hat with the long ear flaps, a black Jack-in-the-Box Hope Edition, a hat with white long ear flaps, and then this one is just kind of a short version, if you can see the whole thing, with a brim, this nice brim like that, without the long ear flaps. And this is closer to the one that Hobi wore. So without further jibber jabber, I'm just going to go ahead and show you. So this is the first bit of my other tutorial. I'll just call it part 1, and this is part 2. So this tail was where we joined the two pieces, and I put it here just to count the number of rows. So the row beneath the tail is the one we joined. And then so in my first tutorial, this width here, it was 15 rows of 62 half double crochets. In this version of the short version without the ear flaps, we're doing 12 rows, or 12 rounds, I should say, 12 rounds of 62 half double crochets. So basically finish with like short 3 of the other version. So you do 12 instead of 15. And then, so if you haven't seen my first video yet, just jump on over to make this version. I'm going to put both versions onto the same crochet pattern on Etsy and Ravelry. So when you buy one pattern, it will have both versions. I will do that hopefully later today. Okay, so the last round here, the 12th round that I did with the 62 half double crochets, was on the right side. We're going to flip to the wrong side, and we're going to do 14. So skip the slip stitch, sorry, skip the chain one, skip the slip stitch, and then crochet into the first half double crochet. We're going to do 14 half double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Then in the next 2 stitches, we're going to do a decrease, a half double crochet decrease. So decrease 2 stitches together, and then we're going to do 26 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That was 27, 28, and 29. And then we're going to do a decrease. And then the next bit will be 15 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And then we're going to slip stitch this to the first half double crochet. Chain 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just a note, in the previous round, if you don't have exactly 62 half double crochets, don't stress. As long as you put it over your head and it is comfortable, then that's good to go. That last round, we just did two decreases on the side. So just to simplify it, if you don't have the same stitch count as me, don't worry. As long as it fits, it's all good. And then now we're doing the brim. So the brim in my hat that I've designed, it's 5 single crochet back loop only around the whole whole hat. So if you want it longer, if you want a longer brim, you can do, I don't know, say 15, and then you can fold it up if you'd like. I went ahead and just did it like this because I think that's closer to what J-Hope is wearing. He doesn't fold up the brim. But if you want a warmer hat, so this is less hot. If you want it warmer, make a longer brim and then you can fold it up. But I'm going to go ahead and do the 5 single crochet back loop only ribbed brim. So in order to do 5 single crochets, you do 6, you chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the last round we were working on the wrong side. We're going to flip back to the right side. And then we're going to go 5 single crochets starting in the second loop from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if you've done ribbing before, this is very, very straightforward. If you've never done it before, and I apologize again that I'm using black yarn, but these hats go to my customers, so I didn't want to make a white one. But essentially you do the 5 single crochets. This was not the back loop because it was this initial foundation chain. So in the next 2 stitches, that was the first stitch. We're going to go into the next one and do a slip stitch and then another slip stitch. So that was 2 slip stitches. We're going to turn and work along this little bit here. We're going to skip those two slip stitches and then work in the 3rd stitch in the back loop only. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The 5th stitch, don't do back loop only. Go around both loops. So a normal single crochet and a chain 1. And then we're going to go back down the ribbing, and because we chained 1, we're going to work in the next stitch from the hook and both loops, normal single crochet, and then we do 4 back loop only single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then again we're doing 2 slip stitches in the next 2 stitches. So 1 slip stitch, 2 slip stitch, and repeat. So we're going to go back up this. skipping the 2 slip stitches and then working 4 single crochets in the back loop only. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the last single crochet is a normal single crochet around both loops and then chain 1. So you just keep doing this around the entire hat, and you will end up with a very nice brim to finish off the hat. I'm just gonna do one more here together with you. 3, 4, and then around both loops and a chain 1. Okay, so you can see the ribbing pattern. Move the hat out of the way. You can see the ribbing pattern. It's nice and neat. Sometimes if some people like the brim a little tighter around their head, you can, so this following with my first part of the hat, it's a 5.5mm hook. You can go down one size and use a 5mm hook if you want it a bit tighter around your head. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. Basically do the whole thing around the whole hat. At the back of the hat, where the first seam, you slip stitch the 2 ends together and you're done. So very straightforward. This one is a much quicker project. I will put the links to my patterns in the description below, and thanks a lot. Thanks again for crocheting with me. Hope you have a great day. See you next time. Bye.